Hi, I'm Damon Wright. I'm the co-chair of the Advertising and E-commerce Practice Group at GRSM. This is our ADvice vlog, and today we have a special guest, Otto Foerster, a good friend I've known for over a dozen years. Otto is an insurance broker who really focuses on e-commerce and helping clients like our clients protect themselves so that they are not going to be caught with their underprepared in the event of a serious legal action or any legal action. But let me stop talking. Otto, thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Thanks again for having me on. It's good to see you.
Yeah. So first, let's talk about what do you do?
Yeah, we solve the tougher problems in insurance. We're a broker, and we transact insurance on behalf of the client. We do not work for an insurance company. We work on behalf of the client in a brokerage capacity.
Got it. And what kinds of clients do you help?
We work with e-commerce clients. We work with telemarketers, call centers, folks that use affiliate networks, affiliate network, lead gen situations. Any kind of client that's working in the digital world or the information superhighway, trying to set up some kind of toll booth on selling a product or service online is well within our capabilities, and we do it every single day.
So, telemedicine, cosmetics, dietary supplements, business
Got
coaching,
every got 20 of those in my
food,
pipeline right
clothing,
now.
beverage, you
It's
name
typically the client that is, they're trying to transact online, and they they're doing well, and they need some help. Not a brick and mortar operation with buildings and trucks and people. It's typically in a digital capacity.
it. Yeah. Okay. And as you know, our firm does a lot of compliance, advice, and counsel, but we also defend litigation, consumer class actions, TCPA, email marketing, copyright, trademark infringement, um, FTC investigations, state AG investigations. So, kind of a softball question, but what kinds of claims are you helping clients get covered by insurance?
Yeah, most of the claims that we handle sound like some kind of illness you're going to catch in a jungle somewhere. It's going to be
Rosca,
trans spam. It's going to be GDPR, TCPA. It's going to have some kind of deceptive trade practices moniker on it. Those don't scare us. We dive into those ones, whereas many other brokers don't even know how to get that worked out. Whereas our skills in that world have been honed over a 20-year period.
how many different insurance companies have you worked with in getting coverage for your clients?
Hundreds, and there's new ones being built today. So
Yeah,
they're calling us saying, "Hey, we want to take this kind of risk," and we're fielding their appetite for risk and trying to pair them up with the right client based on a premium threshold or a terms and conditions threshold.
okay. And so you know what insurer is the best for this type of coverage and that type of coverage and the other? Sounds like,
Yeah,
yeah,
our goal, there's a marketplace that the clients and the folks can't see or understand, and we're physically making that market in that account on that transaction.
gotcha. All right, so we've got clients, of course, that are building brands and others that are entrepreneurs just kind of getting started. And I think kind of what we're thinking about right now is coverage for the company. But there are situations where the individual owner of a company, for instance, I've seen it in class action lawsuits, I've seen it certainly in FTC investigations, the individual owner has exposure. Um, can you help with D&O or directors and officers coverage for individuals?
100%. D&O and its kissing cousin, the Side A DIC policy, those are the most misunderstood and underpurchased coverages in private enterprise, period. If somebody's looking for value per dollar spent, load up on that.
So
And D&O and Side A, what you call additional Side A DIC coverage, difference in conditions coverage.
difference in conditions comes right. And I think you told me when we spoke earlier today that it's possible to get $1 million of coverage or even $2 or $3 million in coverage, and it's not that expensive.
It's underpriced. A startup business
It's not quite,
in the e-com world, $7,500 for, $1 million a piece. So it's
which
it's
can be hugely important in an FTC action because so often the FTC will come in and do an ex parte asset freeze and freeze the companies and the owner's companies, the owner of the company's bank accounts, making it very hard for them to get the funds to mount their defense.
That's right. Yeah, these dollars are not subject to that kind of freeze.
Right. Without naming names, can you just share a couple of examples of situations where you had a client that was facing a potentially catastrophic legal action, and fortunately they'd reached out to you well in advance and had the coverage that helped protect them through that?
Yeah, we dealt with countless class action lawsuits, issues from attorney generals, different state regulators. They're kind of got a hankering to make a business owner or a business, they want to put their head on a stake and parade them around. And luckily, we were able to use insurance company dollars to defend and miraculously admit no wrongdoing at the end. But it can take years, and it's a lot of time, effort, and energy once those claims get filed. But I have multiple clients who have said out of any, and we don't consider insurance an investment, but the money spent on insurance has been a bigger return on dollars spent than any other investment they've ever made.
Two last questions. First, how are you paid?
Yeah, insurance companies, they pay us for the access to the risk that they knowingly want to take. So they're paying us for access to that risk.
But you don't work for the insurance company, you're working for the client.
That's right.
Is their advocate, their broker.
We advocate for the client. Insurance company pays us. And the relationship between the carrier and the client is important, but the client is looking to us to advise on how to get the insurance company to do what the client wants. And it's our job to be that intermediary.
And the last question, what do you like most about your work?
Typically, when somebody's been floundering around on a problem or an issue for weeks and I can make one phone call and solve it, those are the best. Those are the best wins for me, just because this space in particular is a lot of folks don't even understand the business model. So I've seen countless business models and I already know I can speak the language, so I can solve a problem with a phone call. That I get a lot of enjoyment out of that, and it's fun because the clients they're like, that was too easy. I was like, you've just been talking to the wrong guy. That's all that was.
Yeah, fantastic. So this will go out by email and LinkedIn and such. We'll add your email address so people can reach out to you. And I guess one more thing I should have said at the outset, happy birthday, Otto. June 25, 2025. And Otto is 43 years old, still looks like a 25-year-old. And
Thank you.
have a good rest of the birthday and really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Looking good and thanks again for the call. It's always good to see you.
Awesome.